What is up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. My name is Nick and you are watching Upstate Maverick. It's that time of year where we like to do those list videos, top 10, top 20, whatever, of 2024. And this one for me is going to be my top 10 tools this year. That doesn't mean that I bought them this year. That doesn't mean that they're brand new this year. It means more that over the course of the year, these are the most impactful tools that I have. You're going to see some expensive stuff. You're going to see some really cheap stuff. Kind of all over the place, but I think there'll be something for everybody, and it'll be something that you'll be interested in. And every single one of these, except for maybe one of them, is a little niche, but I think all of them really could benefit everybody. So let's just hop right into it. So I want to start off the list. These are in no particular order, but I want to start off the list with these Snap-on knockoff Icon, snip. What do you want to call them? Flush cut snips. These, I have two pairs of them. I have one in my work bag and one that I keep around the house. And these things are awesome. I don't really cut copper with them. It does say soft wire and plastic only. I use these almost exclusively to cut zip ties. My job is a building automation technician, and all of the little 18 gauge wires are always zip tied together. These have such a fine point on them, if you can see that they can just nip that right off. Just get right in and snip little zip ties, cut little hairs of wires, whatever. These are super precise, and for the price, they're probably about half the cost of the Snap-on ones, and you don't have to hunt down a Snap-on truck or order them. You can just walk right into a Harbor Freight and buy them. I love these things. When I bought them, they were probably 30 bucks. I don't know what they cost now, but I think this is a 6-inch pair. I would recommend going and pick up a pair. They're really awesome. I do like them a lot. So like I said, this list is kind of all over the place. I got a little table here with all the tools on it. This one might not be one you're expecting. YouTuber Mike Morgan with Outdoors with the Morgans, he kind of turned me on to this. I think they're up for sale on Amazon still. They're these torch blue lighters. They have bottle openers on them too. I don't drink, but it's for somebody that might, being able to pop a bottle open with this. And they have a really awesome flame. So if I put this all the way up, I don't know how much you can actually see, but it's probably about that tall. These things are awesome. And this really stood out this year for a couple of reasons, but I did a lot of camping, a lot of campfires. We have family land where we all like to meet up and just have fires. And then we did like a bachelor party. We went, stayed in like a small cabin with some friends. Having this just makes it so easy to just start a fire. You can just hold that on some wax covered wood chips or something and start a fire in like 2 seconds. I use this all the time with my burn barrel. These things are awesome. I bought a 4-pack of them for like $30. A little pricey, obviously more expensive than a regular like candle style lighter. But they have great length output, very easy to turn on. You just slide that up, you can lock it, and then once the tip's hot, you can set this on like a surface to just keep it up away from the surface, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I like them a lot. I think that they are worth the money. I keep one in the car all the time. They have a good amount of fuel in them. Pretty sweet little tool. That's number 2. Here's another little bit of an oddball one. This is my M12 radio Bluetooth speaker combo. I did actually buy this year. It's a little bit old. It's an older model, but this can actually pull in AM and FM radio stations. It runs off of the Milwaukee M12 batteries, and it has a clock built in, and this can be used to actually charge the M12 batteries. So I bought this mainly because we were going to the drive-in, and it's really annoying, drive-in movie theater. So you pull in and you park in your own car, and you don't want to leave your car running, especially because your headlights will be on or other running lights will be on. Nobody wants to have lights shining into their car, and you don't want to just waste the gas or burn up your battery. I bought this so that we could listen to the station that the drive-in theater, broadcast the movie's audio over, which is just super handy just to have this. But I also bought it because, as you guys might know, we've started like a 2010 Chevy Suburban camper build. So this I can use in there because it'll be nice to just have tunes with us while we're playing or while we're camping or driving around or whatever, just to have, a standalone speaker. This can charge the M12 batteries, so I kind of helped justify the cost because these are kind of pricey by saying, okay, this is like a built-in charger. So if I'm trying to have a bunch of stuff that does dual duty, if I want to bring my 3/8 stubby impact or whatever, or get another one that lives in the Suburban, I can bring this and its charger, and I can use this to charge batteries, and then I don't have to have a whole separate M12 battery charger. So it's just kind of some redundancy, or not really redundancy, but some dual function, just to kind of be more useful for me, which I think was a really awesome purchase. But anyways, I use this thing in the house all the time. I have a much bigger speaker that kind of lives out here in the shop, but this is perfect for like enclosed areas or just a quiet atmosphere. If you were trying to blast this on a job construction site, it's probably not that loud unless it's, a more like you're just painting, finishing walls or whatever, then maybe, but this isn't super loud. And I don't necessarily recommend specifically this one, but if you have a battery platform that you're already invested in, if it's Ryobi, DeWalt, whatever, these little radios are awesome. And get one that has the antenna on it, because you want to have those radio stations. There's no reason to not. I think it's a super awesome buy. I'm really happy to have this. I use this thing 4 or 5 times a week. It's awesome. This one I'm gonna probably have to back up a little bit to show you properly, but this is gonna be my long-handled Rogue hoe. I think this is the 12-inch, 8, I don't know what it is, but some kind of forestry rake or some kind. Basically, Rogue hoe makes these out of old retired or old tractor disc, plow discs. This steel is super thick, as you can see by the tines on that rake. And these things are crazy sturdy. I've had this for like 4 or 5 years, but I use this so much this year, and kind of not even really what it was designed for. I did use it to like help clean up the wood yard, but doing all the firewood that we did this year, I used this to kind of grab firewood and pull it closer to me, so I didn't have to, climb up the piles to pull the pile top down. This can grab, a couple pieces of firewood and pull a whole group of everything. It's got a nice 60-inch handle, and they're just built like tanks. I mean, this is like so sturdy. You'll see these a lot in like a couple different things. Wildland firefighting, and then like mountain biking community. They use a lot of these because they're super heavy duty. They can help cut through like roots in the woods. They're expensive. I think this is probably over $100 now. Like I said, I bought this quite a few years ago, but I really love this. This is my favorite. I have a bunch of the Rogue tools. I have like 4, maybe 5 of the Pulaski and a couple other different tools. This is my most used one. I love this one, along with like the regular hoe. It's like a 6-inch hoe. This one's really awesome. So Rogue tools, I think it's Rogue tools. The sticker's kind of worn off. I know this is kind of awkward to show, and it's probably not what you're expecting in this video, but I really love this thing, and I used it a lot this year, so had to make it on the list. It was in my hand a lot, cleaning, picking up firewood and stuff, so there you go. All right, another quick, completely random one, but I think they do the best job in this type of space, is these MaxiFlex gloves. I just bought another pair when I was at Tractor Supply. These things, you don't lose like any function of your hand. You have great dexterity. I have the extra larges here. And these perfectly fit my hands. My fingers fill out all the fingers. I can still, put on wire nuts, do a lot of fine work. And then also they protect your hand from a lot of, abrasion and stuff like that. This is what I wear when I'm dealing with firewood. Not necessarily cutting the firewood, but doing the splitting, doing the bundling. I don't lose any function in my hand because they're not big and bulky like a leather glove, but they're thick enough to help you from just getting splinters and beat up all day. I love these things. These are the MaxiFlex Ultimate. I don't necessarily know what they are, but they say touchscreen compatible too. I don't really know if I would agree with that, but they're the best in the game. I've tried a lot of them. Klein makes some, Westinghouse makes some, Harbor Freights. They just don't fit my hand. Maybe you'll have a different experience, but best in the game. MaxiFlex. They're not cheap. They're like $8 for a pair of gloves, but they last a really long time. I probably did, 20, 25 cords of wood, handling each piece by hand with a pair before I wore holes in them. So I think that that's money well spent. And these are also great for the winter. They can put a barrier just between your skin, but if you have to do a lot of fine work, I like wearing these for like hanging out my Christmas lights or anything like that. Just keep your hands a little bit dry. You're not touching snow or whatever. I've known guys, wouldn't say it's me, but I know guys that will deal with hot electricity with these. Yeah, so good buy. One of my top tools for sure. I don't know if you really call it a tool, it's kind of PPE, but it allows me to do a lot of things. And I saw them sitting there, I'm like, that's got to make the list. I love these things. So MaxiFlex Ultimate Gloves. As I'm just talking and talking, I'm realizing I'm just rambling, and this video is going to be very long. So I appreciate you if you're sticking around. Give it a thumbs up. I want to start making more videos again. I do this every once in a while. I just don't make videos, then I come back and get some more momentum. So let's just try to keep it rolling. Give me some encouragement down in the comments. That'd be awesome. So I have a Grand Forest Brooks axe. I have a Husqvarna axe that I use for felling trees. You know, it's like my wedge pounder. Grand Forest Brooks is just like an heirloom, and I use that for cruising around the woods, or it could be a wedge pounder too if I'm doing smaller trees. This guy, on the other hand, I'm not a huge Fiskars fan, but I did buy the XA27 splitting axe, and it's good. It's really good. I do like the wood handles, but for somebody that doesn't have a ton of time, I do think the Fiskars is awesome. The splitting axe is awesome, and I have a splitting maul that's 10 pounds, and that thing is a beast. You know, if you can't bust it with an axe, that thing will bust it. It's got a huge sledgehammer on the other end of it too. So those aren't necessarily on the list. I didn't use them a ton. This doesn't look like I used it a ton, but I did. Like I said, we did a lot of camping this year, campfires. The edge on this is still good. No curls, no chips, nothing. This is perfect for, and this might sound really stupid, but you buy wood on the side of the road before you get to the campground. And you know, I sell wood out front, and I'm still not above buying it when I go somewhere. I can't drive. It's illegal in my state to drive more than 50 miles of firewood. So I can't bring it with me when I go camping 6 hours away. But if I buy pieces or can find some larger pieces, having this just in the truck, in the Suburban with me, makes popping those pieces open way easier. This is the Fiskars X11. It's small, it fits good in the hand. And if I needed this for like a breaching tool or anything else in the Suburban, I'd have it in there. So I just took this right out of my, you know, prep box. It's in there. It's great. And, you know, I can just easily just break down some pieces, some already split pieces of wood. I think you'd have a hard time doing rounds with this unless they were super dry. But this is just kind of a small hatchet splitting axe type thing. And I love this thing. I've been really happy to have it. Comes in this nice little carrying case, just locks in there. I only really keep this in here because it helps protect that edge. And if you're digging around in that box, you don't want to cut your finger or something. So yeah, that definitely makes the list, top 10 this year. I got just a handful more on my table here. I do have a bonus mention at the end. So if you're going to stick around, I do have a cool tool that I'll show you at the end. It's not really for everybody, but it's an awesome tool. So something that I think I have, if you guys watch Wrangler Star, I'm a big Wrangler Star fan. I watch most of his videos. He always says something gives him the fizz. So something he really likes, a tool he really likes, gives him the fizz. Every time I use a Weha screwdriver, it gives me the fizz. I don't know why. There's just something about the build quality, the tips on these things, how sturdy they feel in the hand. These are awesome screwdrivers. So I was gonna originally just show these two, which is the 6.5 millimeter slotted, which I think is like the best all-rounder slotted to have, and then a number 2 Phillips. These two live in my tool pouch that I carry every single day. It's a very small, holstery, Joey pouch. These two, along with this, and then this, but these two are really, you know, for guys that don't do control work or HVAC work, these two, buy them and get them at your house. I think you'll spend $20 to $25 on these two. They will be the best screwdrivers you ever had. You will hand them down to your kids if you don't use tools a ton. You know, you don't destroy these things. You can tell I have beat on the end of this thing. It's not meant for that. It's held up just fine. The tip looks brand new on it still. Same with the Phillips. They just fit so well in my hand. I have Weha screwdrivers. I have Stanley screwdrivers. I have DeWalt. I have Milwaukee. I have all the screwdrivers. Estwing screwdrivers. These are the best. I've never tried Snap-on. I know people like Snap-on. I've just never tried them, but these are the best. German made, awesome, awesome, awesome screwdrivers. So those two are obviously, you know, staples, Phillips and a slotted. I will just honorable mention the Weha 3mm kind of longer reach control size screwdriver. So this is for like control terminals and stuff like that. I have a bunch of these. This is why this one's brand new. It's literally brand new. I just bought a bunch of them because, I don't know, you lose one, leave it in the ceiling somewhere when I'm at work or whatever. I just want to make sure I always have one because these are the best. I have a non-insulated version that looks just like this, has the same handle style and color as this. I don't like it as much. I don't know why. I don't know if this gives me a perceived extra strength or what, but it's just insulation. But I also like this because I can push in motor contactors with it. To kind of poke around when, you know, in live voltage, whatever with this. It's kind of like a poker finder tool too. They're just awesome, especially if you have bigger hands instead of using those tiny little screwdrivers. These are just phenomenal. And then I'll just give you the honorable mention. This one's kind of expensive. You can buy these like 1/4 inch, I'm blanking on what you would call this, but this like 1/4 inch adapter handle. So it's the exact same handle as these, but it can take any size bit or any length bit. And I pair that up with a 4-inch Malco 1/4 inch to 5/16. This is kind of like an HVAC specific thing, or if you did like roofing, I could see these being very nice if you had a lot of 5/16 screws that you're running in. But that just kind of locks in there. Super sturdy. All 4 of these just live in my pouch all the time. Awesome screwdrivers. I much prefer I'm just rambling about screwdrivers, but I much prefer a dedicated screwdriver to like a multi-bit, you know, pull the tips out and flip them around and do all this shit with them. I lose those bits. You know, it's just when you're working in a real work environment, you want to have something that's sturdy. You can put it in something, turn, you know, whatever, and it just works. Every time I have those multi-bit ones, I lose the bit into something, or, you know, I leave it in the ceiling because I got to use the nut driver part of it. It's not worth the squeeze. If you need to go fast and light type idea, yeah, you throw one of those multi-screwdrivers in your pocket and you're good to go. But I think for like really heavy use daily drivers, you want to have dedicated screwdrivers. These 4, can't go wrong with them. Weha. I got 2 things here. I don't even really know how I'm going to show the camera, but this one's easy. So this is an Olight Baton 3. Not sponsored by Olight. I wish I was, because I have a ton of Olight flashlights. So if you're from Olight and watching my video for some reason, send me some cool stuff, because I love these things, and people I work with and people around me constantly buy these things on my recommendation. So this is probably the best technician flashlight there is, and I'll tell you why. One simple reason: you'll always have this with you. It is tiny. I can't really show you my license, but here's my little wallet that goes on the back of my phone. This is smaller than that. It's tiny. Here's like a regular pocket knife, tiny flashlight. Here's like a, you know, Milwaukee Fastback, tiny little flashlight. This thing puts out 1200 lumens at its turbo mode, which I don't use. I always use it in like the medium setting. It's awesome. If you wear a hat when you're doing technician work, you just clip this thing on the brim. Perfect. You have a headlamp. Like, this thing is awesome. Oh, I turned it on. I don't think I have any metal here to show you, but it's really nice magnetic back. It's rechargeable. This will last me through a whole work week. I use it probably 1 or 2 hours every single day. I don't use it on high. I use it on medium, like I said. But if you need to use high, like we are standing in a high school auditorium, and you can picture how big one of those is, and I'm shining this up 40 feet into the ceiling looking at ductwork on high, and everyone's like, bro, what flashlight you got? And then when I shut the light off, they see how tiny this thing is in my hand. They're like, I need to buy one of those. They're like $70. I've had this one in my pocket for at least 2 years. I'm not sure when they came out, but I bought one right when it came out. So however long that's been out. It's holding up pretty good. You can see the patina of some of that anodization coming off and whatnot, but I have no complaints. I was just in Texas on a hiking trip. I had brought 2 headlamps, just one for like admin stuff and one for, that was my main hiker. And I took my cousin and his wife hiking and they needed headlamps. So I gave them my headlamps and I used this as my headlamp. And this was perfect. I hiked in it for 3 hours in the dark. Awesome headlamp. I don't know what else to say. I would sing very high praises to this. This is one of the best tools this year, every year. It could be on the list every single year. I love this thing. It's tiny. It disappears in the pocket. You just throw it in your front pocket. You always have it. It's awesome. 2 to go. All right, this second to last tool is not just really one tool. It's kind of a concept and a group of tools. So I'm just going to kind of show you a couple things, and they've all just been awesome. I kind of pieced it all together myself, but it's just been a really good kit for me. This rope puller, if you guys saw that video I did of pulling that 100+ foot down tree, or tree down next to my house, like huge tree right next to my house, and I use this to pull it over. I made good cuts and whatnot, but this ratcheting, I don't remember the name of it. It's like More Rope Puller or Easy Rope Puller or something like that. And of course it's not branded on it. So, oh yeah, here you go. Mazdam Rope Puller. So capacity is 3/4 of a ton, 1,500 pounds. So it's got a nice braided rope on it, static line, huge hook on the end. It's got, I think it's 50 foot long, pass through rope. So you just winch this along, the rope comes out this side and you're pulling this side so you can affix it to something heavy over here. Phenomenal tool. Going along with that, I'm just gonna set this down, is this throw cube. So this is all kind of forestry woodwork, or not woodworking, but logging type things. Or I'm not gonna say arborist, but that kind of, you know, I lost the word, but this Weaver Arborist throw ball cube, I don't know exactly what they're called, but basically you have this heavy weighted ball attached to a nice, there's a fly on my lens. This heavy ball kind of attached to like a waxy line, throw line, and you just loosely toss it in this cube, and basically it allows me to throw that ball up into a tree. You can pull behind it, you know, tie onto that rope your regular reel line, and then pull that line up into the tree. There was a lot of times I was cutting trees down in the woods for firewood or whatever, and having one of these would have been phenomenal. And just kind of piecing this stuff together was really life-changing. I pulled over like probably 6 big trees, good-sized trees. I won't say huge trees, but one of them was ginormous. But a bunch of bigger trees that I would not have felt comfortable just cutting down because of the risk with my house being so close or where they might have fallen or get hung up. Having ropes up in the tree makes a huge difference. And then kind of the other thing just on that, and really the tool that I think is really the highlight of what I'm talking about here is this Husqvarna rope bag. I have 250 feet of, I don't know what size rope this is, 1/2 inch rope maybe, static rope. I have these like redirects. These are all Amazon buys. I don't know that I would climb with these, trust my life with them, but just a bunch of Amazon carabiners, climbing rated, but they're Amazon. So one breaks, you know, you are risking that, but we're talking about cutting trees down. We're not talking about rappelling off the Grand Canyon, you know. So I have 2 different ropes in here. One's 100 foot and then underneath that's a 150 foot rope. So inside this bag, you kind of just toss the bag or the rope into the bag and it won't get tangled. This bag's expensive. I don't know, 50, 60, 70 bucks. But I found that having the rope in a bag versus having it out here and I have to deal with it in a daisy chain or in loops, really awesome. And I'm just glad I bought the stuff, and it's just well worth investing in that extra thing to keep it safe. It's kind of like having guns and buying a gun safe. It's just, you need to just bite the bullet. It's expensive, but it's worth doing. So I did that kind of with this. I bought this Husqvarna rope bag, and it's kind of the tool that I'm just happy I have, because it just made doing all that so much easier. You just put the rope away when you're done, obviously make sure it's dry and whatnot, and then it's all just in a nice little neat package. You can set off to the side and you're done. So same with the throw cubes. I could have just kept the line, but having a cube for it is really nice. The last of my top 10 for the year is going to be this Tekton 3/8 socket set. It's complete, so it has metric and SAE. I do want to kind of do a little tabletop B-roll with you, which I'll splice in here after I'm done talking, or while I'm talking about this. But this thing always seems to save the day. I keep this in my truck. I used to keep it in my little Ford Focus, and I have just having a full socket set with a breaker bar, with a really nice ratchet, totally worth it. This case is awesome. It's like one of the only blow molded cases that I still have. I normally replace stuff with like a pack out box or whatever. Super awesome case. You know, just 2 good latches, flips open, and has every socket that I need, and everything always stays in place. Here I am fixing a couple of things, but it stays in place so well. This thing's filthy. I can see that it got a bunch of dirt in it, but there was a guy that was broke down on the side of the road because his battery lugs had come loose, or battery terminal cables had come loose. I could just whip this out, get out the 10mm, ratchet it down, and I got him on the way. Like, there's so many times that I don't even, like, I'm going to fix something at our property. I don't even have to grab an extra set of sockets or whatever, because I know I have a very complete set that runs from 6mm all the way up to 24mm. I mean, that covers literally everything. The breaker bar is not super long, but if you had to, you could toss a pipe on it or jump on it to break open lug nuts. This thing's awesome. It's heavy, but just having a kit like that, I think this is the best one. I have shopped around. Tekton makes good tools, great tools. I don't see like another brand making an easy to grab case that's this slim, that still has so much capability to it. So I have this and just a small pouch that lives in the Suburban, and that's all the tools I need. It's just everything to cover little situations on the side of the road or when you're going somewhere to help somebody out. I love this thing. I've had it for years. I bought it for I think $95, and I think they're almost $200 now, if not more than that. I still would buy another one. If I lost this, I would buy another one. I even consider sometimes buying one to leave in my wife's car. They're awesome. So I'm going to give you my bonus tool. This one is not for everybody. This is for maybe 2 people that watch all of my videos. My super split wood splitter that I bought this year probably takes the cake for the best tool of the year. Obviously, my hand tools I use for work make me a lot of money because that's my main job, and those are the little tools I use. But that wood splitter, in 1 year, paid for itself 2 times over. So, or more than that, really. Almost 3 times over. The splitter itself is like $5,000 or $4,700 shipped and all that. But I was able to split wood so fast with that thing. It has like a 2.5 second cycle time. It's very powerful. I don't do anything with crazy knots because I'm doing premium bundle wood. So using that wood splitter, it gave me some of my life back. You can maybe see it in the background. I have this tiny little electric, maybe 7-ton. It's made by Weha wood splitter, and that is what I did my firewood stand with, or that's what I did my firewood stand 2 years ago, and I spent so much time out here just splitting wood. I was more single, or I was single at the time, so it was a lot easier. But now that I have my wife, I get the dogs, I just have all these things I love to do. That was like such a great tool to have. I'm splicing in hopefully clips and videos here, but just awesome. It's super expensive. And and it just changed my life. And I'll get to use that thing. It's a Honda engine. I take care of it, and I will get to use that thing for years and years and years to make money. You know, it paid for itself, and that, like I said, and multiple times over. The first year I had it, you see people with those things that have them for 30 or 40 years. It's just a game changer. So, yeah, that is the video this year. Top 10 tools of 2024. One of my biggest videos ever was top 10 tools of 2021. So I figured I got to bring this thing back, do it every year. It's kind of fun. I hope I got 10. I didn't even count them out. I have another idea that's over there I didn't even grab. Yeah, leave me a comment down below if you are interested in any of this stuff. I can help you with links or whatever. I don't have an affiliate account with Amazon or anything. I should get on that, but I just don't. Hopefully you guys can expect to see some more videos from me. I know this one was super rambly. It's probably like 30 minutes long for 10 tools, but appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you on the next one.